How you doing, everybody? Matthew back with you. Sorry it's been a little bit here. Been a couple weeks by since I put an update up. The last one I put up was one that I had saved here on the hard drive, and I just put it up, kind of keep you going. I got a dog messing with me here. Sorry. And but anyway, my wife had a week's vacation, so of course, I spent the week with her, and then this week has been, or was it last week? The week's kind of got all just, but then everything kind of went downhill from there, and it just got busy, and battery on our truck went bad, and I've been fighting with the dealership because they're under warranty to get a battery, and I've been back over there 2 or 3 times, and so it's been during things in life had taken over, so. I got a little bit done on the car, not any groundbreaking things that you really missed out on, just stuff kind of put together that you've already seen. And, but we'll get down to that here, and hopefully now we can start back into working on it here, and we'll start putting some video back together. So, let me get over to the bench here, and I'll show you what I've got, and then we'll start working on it. So let's get started. Okay, so since last time I had put some parts in the bleach, I've now taken those out. You can see they're all stripped. They still have to be washed. Get the bleach residue and whatnot off of them cleaned up. Those are nice and ready to go. Same with the dash. It's ready to go in the dash once we get that. It's been cleaned up. It's not a lot of paint and pound or anything like that, so it'll be ready to go. We'll get that re-chromed and that'll be ready. We have the steering wheel. We just gotta get the column ready for the steering wheel to be mounted to. So we gotta work on that. We have the other parts. The rest of the other parts are all in the bleach here. We got one that's still got a little bit of, it popped over here, one that has just a touch of chrome left on it, but other than that, everything's de-chromed. So those are all ready to go. Get the close back up, that squirting bleach all over me. So that's ready to go. The firewall, I've done some work on that. And you can see here on the side, just grab this thing. This is where there was like great big holes here for the hood hinges to go through, and I typically just set my hoods off that way I don't cover up all the motor detail. But I didn't want those big holes to be there, so I just cut some styrene and put in the holes, and went over it with some, I think I've done it twice with some styrene sprue goo. And got that all filled in nice and smooth. I mean, you see nothing's catching. So once we primer that up, that should be gone. We'll check that again once we hit it with primer. So we've done it on both sides. It's all nice and smooth. So that's been taken care of. Then the chassis now has its floor pan on, so it's nice and, nice and flat, level. Looks good from underneath. Have the gas tank and the spare tire thing. Still have to get around to painting that. Still haven't done that yet. Still have plenty of time for that. But other than that, bottom's coming along nicely. Except for the oil pan does look pretty bad, so I do need to get back in there and get that done. I still have to hook this up. Just gotta go down and touch right there, get that hooked up. Other than that, that's that on there. And then the interior, I went ahead and put the sides on. Door sides are all done, looking pretty good. The back part here come out really nice. The floors look pretty sparse, so I'm thinking about just going ahead and doing some maybe some floor mats. Cut me some floor mats and put it in there. I'm really not happy at all with the flocking in the floor of this. The only good thing is the windows on this are so small that a lot of it's not going to be seen once you get it in the car. You're not going to see a whole lot of it, up in there. You'll see the back deck tray, which looks good, but most of the floor you're really not going to see. So I might just do some floor mats and put it in there. I can even carpet those, maybe some a darker color or an accent color, something like that. Put it in there. So we have that. It's pretty close finished up. So we get that on the car. Get dash done. So we're moving right along. We're running out of parts pretty quick. We have all the battery. This funky looking little thing here. I'm not sure what that is. This we didn't use. That was the distributor. I've got our brake pedals, brake and clutch there. That we're not using. We got sun visors. And here we have the hood and the two hood hinges we're not using. And that's all the parts we have left except for what's in that little tub I just showed you. And that's the little parts we have left except for, of course, the front end and the body. So we're pretty near out parts. So we should be getting this one finished up pretty quickly, and then we can move on to our next project. So, and of course we still have the bus over here. So that's where we're at, and I'm going to get started figuring out where I'm going from here since I've been away from it for about 2 weeks, and we'll get back when we get started on here. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, so we're back and we're working on this hood. We got the top side all done. We have the line across here from the brace. We've got that all sanded out. And I started working on the underside, and I thought I'd go ahead and show this. Will Patterson done a video on this little tool on his channel. And of course, I'm a kind of a tool whore like he is, so I had to run straight out and buy it. And it does a great job. The only drawback is, if you can see here, this is not plastic. That's all fiberglass. So you have to be very careful. The first time I used it, I had fiberglass in my stomach, I had my hands, I had fiberglass everywhere. It's just a little fiberglass pin. There's little fiberglass shards and stuff coming out of the end of it. But for cleaning up, so there was a injector pin mark there. But for cleaning up, stuff like that, it works fantastic. It's really quick. I don't know if I can get you where you can see. There's one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and take that one out while I'm here on camera, and hopefully we can both. Let's go ahead and take the camera down here a little bit closer so you can see that, and maybe I'll still see it too. I'm sorry, dogs are doing their usual thing. If this wasn't white plastic, you'd be able to see it a whole lot better. But some light over here might help things a little bit. Hope I have enough room to work the pen now. But basically, all I gotta do is just scratch it around. And I kind of gotta be gentle because I don't want it to throw fiberglass all over the whole house. And these are not real deep. Last one I took out was pretty deep, so it took a little bit longer. This one's looks like it might already be gone. Yeah, that was right. That one's already gone. So I was trying a piece of finer sandpaper over that and get rid of it. I think where this is really going to come in handy is like, this is a deeper one. Oops, sorry. This is a deeper one up here in the nose. It should come in handy for things like up here. It'd be hard to get me and you both in here. And you can buy the refills of the fiberglass. I have no idea how much it is. I didn't really know how fast you burn through it. Seems like you might go through it pretty quick. But for these little tight spots like this, it's really don't want to use it for under hoods and such like it. Maybe down if you're using truck frames or something like that down inside there. Seems like it'd be really good for something like that. Yes, this one's really deep, so you might have to. All you do is rub over it. You can see it's almost gone. Knock off in it. It's, you can see it faint a little bit. And all I gotta do is there's like a pen, just push on the head, and it'll pop me out a little bit more. Another product there. Way to go, mailman. Just throw the mail on the ground and drive off. Wow. Okay. Anybody watching my channel knows I have a fit with these mailmen. Women, man, that's a guy. Alright. I got this off of Amazon. It was $9.99. The worst mistake I made was saying to my wife, I'm going to put an order into Amazon. We'll order a pen for $10. I asked her if she needed anything. The pen ended up costing me almost $160. So, if you're going to order a pen, don't ask your wife if she needs anything off Amazon at the same time. Because the pen will cost you quite a bit more than $10. So, just kind of a heads up. So you can see now our sink mark is gone. You see the one on the other side. This one's gone. So I'll take just a little bit of touch over just a little bit of sandpaper. And truthfully, I think primer will probably just cover it right up. But again, that's the Euro tool from Germany. So there we are, and I'll be back when I got something else. Okay, everybody, so it's been quite a while between this segment and the last segment. Sorry about that. It was supposed to all be just a matter of minutes or seconds, but it's been a matter of days, maybe even a week. I'm not sure how long it's been. I had to run up north to nasty weather. Had to go to a funeral up in Medina, Ohio, which is just south of Cleveland. So I had to go up there and back. It was like a 48-hour trip, just straight up and straight back. But so anyway, so that took out some time, and but I was able before I left to get the body sanded, and it's ready to be washed and primed. So all of the lines are gone. Everything's been cleaned up. The front end's attached. Mold lines are the panel lines are all have been done. I've got the fender skirts attached. Everything's ready to go. So we'll get this washed up and let that dry. Then we'll get some primer on it. I gotta see how these couple little places here in the back look and see if I have any more work to do on those where the scraper kind of went out of line there a little bit. Filled them and redone it. And you can't really tell until you get some primer on there what it's going to look like. So I may just spot prime those areas and let that dry and see what it looks like. Of course, it'll dry in just a matter of seconds and see how that looks. And if that looks okay, just go from there. So that's what we're up against, and that's where I'm going to start again. So let me get this thing washed up as soon as it dries. We'll get something going here. So let's get at it. Okay, everybody. So we're back, and first off, I got a couple apologies to make. One is for the camera being crappy. Apparently it's re-downloaded or done something. It's all different on my computer now, so it won't let me zoom in manually. Well, it will, but it won't do it in little increments, so I'm not able to zoom in properly. So I just wanted to do this auto freaking whatever thing, and it looks like crap. And I shake so bad that it won't stay. It won't do it. It just won't focus. And so anyway, the other apology was this update was supposed to come quickly. This one's probably a week or better behind the last one. I had to run to the north. I don't think I said that in the last video. To a funeral real quick, come back. And I think I might have said that in the last video, the last part. But so when I got back, I changed my entire thoughts on this car. And so when I got back, I just lose my train of thought. I'm sorry. I started shaving everything when I got back. I deleted the trunk. It no longer has a trunk. Once it's primed, this trunk line will go away. You can see I filled it in. So we have a trunk delete. There was a line that went along where the fenders would have bolted on, like a rubber gasket that would have stuck out. That's gone both sides. The drip rail is gone. Took that off. Door handles, door locks are gone. The air vent in the front is now gone. I'm going to find me a pointer here. That's work. This molding along the side right here is next to come off. I'm going to take that off. So it's going to be interesting as to what it looks like. Yeah, and I was going to do this and there's a segment of this and the two-tone color, so I'm not sure where I'm going to cut the line at now for the two-tone. If I'll cut it here and come down, if I'll cut it along this door line, window line, come down. I'm not sure where I'll cut the two-tone at now. It'll still be two-toned, of course, but I'm just not sure where I'll cut it at, where I'll make the line at. And if I go from here, sorry, I'm choked, throat just changed. I'll go from here up across this line. I don't know where I'll make it at, but and then on the hood, you had the line coming, down about here, and then the molding, and then the molding on the end. So that's all gone now. So it's all cleaned up. It's smoothed up pretty nice. So still some more sanding to do, but I want to go ahead and get this up so you guys know where I went. And I'm back on track now, so there'll be more videos coming out on a regular basis and let you know what's going on. So we'll get this off, and I had a rated primer, but then I wanted to do all this. So we're making these changes, and I'll get this off, and I'll just do some final sanding, get rid of the marks, and smooth everything up. And I'll be ready to go back to primer again. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with some more.